All right, NFC side of things. Another rematch, a grudge match. Third time that these two teams are playing each other. It's the Rams hosting 3.5-point favorites against the San Francisco 49ers. And your boy, Kyle Shanahan.
What a matchup.
Got his number.
So excited about this game. I haven't had a more difficult time picking a game. This is hard to me than Chiefs-Bills, and I had a hard time picking that game. This game, I've gone back and forth at least 20 times. It's
Why is that?
Something. From just San Francisco, the way they've played against the Rams over the past 3 years, you got to imagine the Rams have had 3 different defensive coordinators, 2 different quarterbacks. We're talking about Wade Phillips, Brandon Staley, Raheem Morris, Goff, now Stafford, and they haven't beaten the Niners once. And they've been in positions where they should have beaten the Niners most recently. And it's just they haven't delivered, whether it's the offense becoming stagnant, defense just breaking down, not making tackles, getting out schemed. It's just look at this matchup. It's just like Kyle Shanahan's clearly getting the better of Sean McVay. It just can be more clear. I think the 49ers are more physical. They might obviously don't have the better quarterback, but they have the playmakers, and just for whatever reason they force turnovers. I forgot the statistic necessarily, but it just seems like every time, whether it's Goff or Stafford, that defense causes turnovers, even when it seems like they're at that worst. Because I remember that Monday night game, they were like 3-5. That was the first time they used Debo at the backfield. And since then, things have just totally taken off for the 49ers.
Yeah, I think that guy is. Where would you put him as far as offensive weapons in the league?
Right now, besides Cooper Kupp and maybe Devontae Adams, those two after that. To me, and as much as I love Jonathan Taylor and I love Derrick Henry, I think Deebo Samuel's more valuable than both players. Maybe I'm a little bit Derrick Henry because I love Derrick Henry. You know how valuable he is. But it's hard to look at the 49ers offense and be like, they're not in the playoffs without Deebo Samuel. It's just he offers so much. That 3rd and 7 they ran on that final drive, if Deebo Samuel's not there, they are not doing that.
Yeah.
Fantastic blocking, but you need a player like Deebo Samuel that you have confidence. Every time he touches the ball, he could get you at least 3 to 4 extra yards just off his sheer physicality and his just body structure. This guy knows how to get extra yards. Trying to tackle Deebo Samuel and bring him down initially, first contact, highly unlikely unless you get him low.
Yeah, and the coolest thing about what they've been doing it all year, is it's not so much we're going to get him 8 to 12 targets. Mm-hmm. It's we got to get him 12 to 15 touches. One way or another, whether it's handoffs, jet sweeps, the little shuffle pass that counts as a pass, whatever it is. And you saw it happen in the Cowboy game. You saw it happen last week. You saw it happen against the Rams also, where he even threw a touchdown pass against them. I just think he is a complete weapon, and dude has been a baller. Even in the Super Bowl, I remember I bet him to be MVP, and he had 5 catches in the first half. Yeah, I was like, yo, give us more Debo. And that was rookie Debo, too.
We just need him to stay healthy. The only thing that was holding him back was health.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Yeah, and I mean, this team also, think about it, right? This team was in the Super Bowl in 2019. A lot of the same guys are on this roster. Mm-hmm. Last year, we talked about it ad nauseum. They just had the season from hell. Every team had it. The Ravens had it this year. Yes. Right? Every team just has a season from hell where come October 1st, October 5th, whatever day falls on that weekend, where it's week 5 or whatever, it's they got 20 guys on IR. Or they got 15 guys and 8 of them starters on both. And that's what happens to some of those teams. And that's what happens.
A normal Chargers year.
Yeah, normal Chargers year, right? But that's what happened to them. Remember they played in MetLife last year, back-to-back weeks, and they lost, I think they lost Bosa to ACL. I
know Kittle didn't play.
And they just would lose a lot of guys. Yeah. And so, this was a team who, and even in the beginning of the year, they were a little banged up and hobbled. Mm-hmm. And now they're pretty healthy, relatively healthy. Right. And they're just... Look, Jimmy G don't do it for me. Dude knows how to win, though. He doesn't
do it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I saw a stat. Last 4 games, according to PFF, Jimmy Garoppolo has 2 big-time throws and 10 turnover-worthy plays.
Yeah. Oh, bro, how many of those, check downs to the flats do you think are just getting housed?
He could have had at least 3 picks against
easily.
Green Bay. It's just... Thing is, I don't know how much worse he can play. That's the thing. Say you want about Garoppolo, but he could be serviceable at his best. He can make those tight window throws on in-breakers. Like, that's one thing he knows how to do, throw across the middle of the field. Like, he has that confidence. But if you ask him to make any play out of structure, like you saw on that interception, the one he threw against Green Bay, just there was no mobility and just he looked so awkward doing it, and the ball was just floating in the air. Like, you knew Adrian Amos was going to pick that ball off. It's just at this point, I think, look, the 49ers have a recipe to win. It's just a matter of they can't let the game get too far ahead of it. I was kind of thinking against Green Bay, it's like, do not let this become a 2, potentially 3 possession game, and just continue to run away, because with Shanahan's play calling and that offensive line, particularly the left side with Trent Williams, Tomlinson, Alex Mack, they can make things happen.
Jimmy G, man, 24-8 on the road in his career.
That's a ridiculous stat.
That's so wild. Right, and he's 13-5 as an underdog on the road against the spread. That's the best spread record in NFL history. Yeah. And they're an underdog again. Mm-hmm. And is it really a home field advantage for the Rams?
No.
Because when they played in Week 18, and that was a big game for both squads, there was a lot of red in that crowd.
Yeah, and to me, Dallas and Green Bay are far more hostile environments.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So,
but, don't you feel like both of these teams are happy with the draw?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Rams are home, and the 49ers are playing a team that they've
dominated
the last 3 years.
Last 3 years, they've swept them.
Yeah. Although I feel like the 49ers are now in the position where they really don't care who they face, because they've literally won these games. And look, when you have a defense that's playing at such a high level, you just feel like you own the field. Like, I'm going to implement the pace of the game. Like, to me, if we hit your quarterback, which they did hit Aaron Rodgers often, and you have Bosa and Armstead with double sacks, like, we don't really care how you play. So our defense is going to keep us in this game. And it's just a matter of our 3-head monster, and then hopefully Elijah Mitchell making some plays. Like, to me, this defense, they're not going to allow more than 20 points. That's what they had the faith in. And they have enough playmakers where they could get by. And to me, it's just a matter of don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Like, you have the defense to force turnovers. You just have to hope your quarterback doesn't turn the ball over.
Well, I feel like you could talk to the Rams the same way you're talking about the Niners now, too.
True, because they definitely force turnovers. But at the same time, the reason why that Bucs game got competitive is because they got reckless.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of worried about Cam Akers coming into this one. You almost, cost the whole season.
Yeah, I thought the first fumble was a little bit just of a freak play, just the way he went on his head. But that second one was just, you got hit clean.
Yeah.
Sue wiped it. Like, you just have better ball security. And you look at the last matchup, like, at one point I said Sony Michel had 14 carries for 18 yards. I don't think teams could run on San Fran, period. You kind of got to hope, similar to Aaron Jones last week, you need one of your running backs, which would be Cam Akers, to make an impact in the passing game.
Yeah, and Cooper Kupp, I mean, he's feasted on everyone this year, but in the 2 games, he had 240 yards against the Niners. And
he's going to get his.
Yeah, he's going to get his. Who do you think has had a better career resurgence this season, Stafford or Odell?
Still got to go Stafford.
Stafford, right? But it's been fun
Odell's
watching.
been fun. Yeah, it's been impressive. But, to me, Stafford, I didn't think he could play better than he did then against Arizona in the Monday night game.
The playoff game.
Yeah.
Before the playoffs.
The playoff game, he barely, I think they threw the ball
17 times. Yeah.
I'm talking about that game
in Arizona Monday Night Football. Yes,
when Jalen Ramsey was out due to COVID. Stafford, I thought, played a complete game. He was throwing dimes all across the field. I think Kupp, Beckham, and Jefferson had touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken. I know all three of them had big games. And then that Tampa game, besides maybe the throw where Jamel Dean could have picked off on the first drive in the red zone, there was another play there that Stafford made that you were concerned was going to turn the ball over. He played as lights out as he could get. The thing with Stafford, though, is, okay, he's had 2 clean weeks. Now can he have a third one against a defense that has given him now problems in multiple games?
Yeah, man, that's the thing that, worries me about this one, where he's just a guy who you kind of know that, awful just nightmare game is coming. Or nightmare
I wouldn't say nightmare game. It's just the turnovers. That's the thing. If you turn the ball over twice, I get the team as dangerous as San Fran. It's the playoffs. The margin for error gets smaller and smaller as time goes on. That's the thing. That's why you look at the Buffalo Kansas City game. That's why these teams are going for it. It's because we can't punt. A punt is like a turnover. It's we just have to keep scoring at this point. That's how it gets in the playoffs. This game, I don't think it's going to be necessarily a shootout, but it's just if you get careless with the ball, you get in good field position. Boom, Debo. Kittle's now getting plays. Ayuk's going to make an impact in some way. it gets dangerous. And I think the Rams, as well as they played against the Bucks, like I was blown away by their O-line. I thought the O-line did a tremendous job against the Bucks front four, pretty much neutralized them. Can I do against San Fran though? The way San Fran's playing, like that's a whole other question. Like on both sides too, because boy, that Rams pass rush. Like to me, besides Stafford, the biggest takeaway from that Bucks Rams game was how much the Rams dominated in the trenches. Like, the Rams brought on both sides. Von Miller, look, just
2015 Von, yeah.
He took over that game. But now he's going to go up against Trent Williams. I have a hard time believing anyone's going to do anything nasty to Trent Williams. But then you have the other side where they have pretty much two backups playing, so that's where you could get him. So I think it's just a matter of Raheem Morris has to pick his matchups in. I do think that is a cool storyline, though, because I know we talk about Shannon and McVay. Shannon and Raheem Morris were on the Falcons Super Bowl team, and Raheem Morris was the wide receivers coach. People always think of Raheem Morris as a defense guy. No, he has an offensive background, too. He was a receivers coach when they had Julio, Sanu, Taylor Gabriel, Aldrick Robinson on that Super Bowl team. So he's worked under Shanahan. And so far, Shanahan's got the better of him twice.
Yeah.
And Raheem Morris, like, it's just they're so near a Super Bowl, and both of those guys, they remember those times back in 2016, 2017. So it's just that's why this game is so cool. There's a lot of intricate parts to it. There's a lot of cool matchups, but both sides between McVay against DeMeco Ryans, who DeMeco Ryans, I think as a coordinator, what coordinator has done a better job in elevating their stock in the playoffs, and then on the other side you have Shannon going against Raheem Morris. It's gonna be some wow football.